This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
At Designer Shoe Warehouse, we believe that shoes are an important part of, well, everything.
From first steps to first dates, from all-nighters to all-time personal bests.
From building pillow forts to building a life.
For all the big and small moments that make up your whole world, DSW is there. And we've got just the shoes. Find a shoe for every you from brands you love at brag-worthy prices at your DSW store or DSW.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
With that defense.
Big boy's back!
9 to noon.
Personal foul. Clipping.
That's a great setup, Bob.
Time for two more.
What in the ham fat is going on with you guys? Good stuff.
All righty now. All righty now. What up, y'all?
9 to noon.
Happy Monday, Love Covenant dwellers, and welcome to 9 to noon, your wall-to-wall sports leader. You have the National Guard over there, Sam thinking he's Susie, winning high school track meets against Stella over there, and 9 to noon cruising along through the tumult, pondering, observing, and analyzing sports for profit. Just waiting for more big spot games involving the locals, and good morning. Thank you for listening, and may God bless all of you. We have donned the armor and are prepared to preach about other people's money, scenarios developing in the world of sporting activities, and much, much more. Let's begin with the Hoffman Cooling and Heating Weekend Wrap. Hoffman Cooling and Heating, thank you. Truly, they have over a century of collective experience and pride themselves on delivering out-of-the-box options best tailored to customers' needs, equipping them with numerous heating and AC services from which to choose. From minor repairs to full-scale system changeouts, Hoffman is the team to call. And don't forget the $59 AC performance check, hoffmanheating.net. First, OKC blew out the Pacers in the NBA Finals.
Shea blasts right away from Mathurin, down the lane, lays it up left-handed, lays it home, and he's hacked in the act. So Gilgeous-Alexander, not yet finishing touches, but moving in that direction, baby, with an and one.
Let me ask you a question. Mad producer.
Hey.
Have you ever been hacked in the act? And good morning.
I always love that
You ever been hacked in the act?
Well, without adding context, you know what? I have been hacked in the act before. Mm-hmm. And you got to fight through it. And that's what OKC did in Game 2 as they just absolutely sped by those Pacers after that miracle Game 1 W.
And after stealing said Game 1 on the road, your scrappy Pacers got too far behind and got drilled. Some would say they were hacked in the act. Their come-from-behind effort was thwarted. MVP guy went for 38 on 11 of 21 shooting and also hit 11 from the free throw line, causing disgruntled Pacers, T-Wolves, Nuggets, and Grizzlies fans to watch and chant, "Free throw merchant, free throw merchant." And I'm like, why are we booing SGA again? Anyway, Game 3 is Wednesday from Indy, and that bad boy is tied at 1. The Minnesota Twins, the old Twinigmatics. Guess we'll take the 2 out of 3 ain't bad meatloaf play we got this weekend against Toronto.
1-1. Swing and a fly ball. Left field. Going back, Clase puts his arms out, makes the catch in front of the track, and the Blue Jays win. It's a good day to be a Toronto Blue Jay, winning 5-4. They take the series, taking each of the first 2.
Well, we're happy for you. In fact, they almost took the whole series. The Minnesota Twins almost got swept, but held second in the division with a home dub yesterday. They got a home dub yesterday. JoJo gave them a mostly solid 5. They battered something called Bowden Francis. And how about our bottom feeders, Twins fans? Willie Castro, Ty France, Brooks Lee, and Christian Vasquez. The 6, 7, 8, and 9 guys. They went 8 for 15 with a couple of dongs, scored 5 runs, and banged in 4 RBI. As Nordo likes to say, to catch the Tigers, it takes a village. And when 6 through 9 performs like that, you'll be tough to beat, even against teams who triple your spending in a league sans a salary cap, where spending envy is part of the deal. After a day off, the Twinigmatics host Corey Seager and the Texas Rangers starting tomorrow night. This guy reportedly has found a home deep in the heart of Texas.
Second and goal, ball at the 2, shotgun formation, handoff, Chubb trying to take it in, and he does! Touchdown! Contact at the 1, he brushes it off, and the Browns take the lead.
Beloved Chick Nub, Nick Chubb, Chick Nub, supposedly is signing with the Texans. And the Vikings host those guys in preseason game numero uno. Chick Nub, the Texans. Who knew? 9 to noon, maybe at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center tomorrow. Emphasis on the maybe portion of the equation. And if we are there, there could be a sit-down confab with newly re-signed general manager. We all know who he is. He's Minnesota Vikings general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah.
Free agency never fails on the Kwesi train.
Hey, 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 hey.
Free agency never fails on the Kwesi train.
Kentucky Derby winner Sovereignty went beast mode on the Belmont this weekend.
Journalism makes a decisive move with a quarter of a mile to go, and he takes command of the Belmont Stakes. Sovereignty angles out to try and run him down. It's a rematch of the Kentucky Derby as they come to the 8th bull, and here comes Sovereignty. Sovereignty goes right by journalism once again, leaving absolutely no doubt who the best 3-year-old in the world is. Sovereignty and Junior Alvarado in the Belmont Stakes. Journalism was second. Baeza finished third.
Who's that Vox?
That is Frank Miramati.
Okay.
Who does, he calls races at Santa Anita. and he also calls races at Saratoga. So Larry Colmus, who has joined 9 to Noon before, he's the NBC, he's the Triple Crown Vox doing the Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont. The call that you pulled was from the actual racetrack, Saratoga Racecourse, which held the Belmont for the final years. They renovate Belmont Racecourse in Elmont, New York. And with Frank Miramati, if you are so inclined, because it is that time of the year. Frank's a very accomplished and wonderful racetrack announcer. Somebody I've known since, I think, 1989 or 90 when I covered horse racing for the Pasadena Star News. Now, Frank doesn't do this anymore, but if you get into the YouTube machine and you go and you search my man's name, and you might even be able to get it done before the end of the wrap into the controversial, aggressive, Kaprizov talkback talker. He used to do race calls using impressions.
Oh, come on.
So, like, there was Rodney Dangerfield, trainer Dwayne Lucas, who, you know, people may know the name around here, but they may not know what his voice sounds like, but he nailed it. He might have put, Robert De Niro in them. Yeah, I mean, they were unbelievable. He doesn't do them anymore. I don't know why. They were unbelievable. But Frank Miramati, impressions.
Well, I'm absolutely going to listen to these during the break. The reason I asked, though, is because Colmus, I can picture, I know Colmus, his voice, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So it's almost, Frank would, if from a person like me, would suffer from this. That was a terrific call by Frank.
Oh, fantastic.
No, yeah, I just don't hear enough of them. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's solid. But check out those impressions. And if something bites you, then let's drop it in for the audience. I think they'll enjoy them. Unlike this weekend at CBY, for you and I, to a certain extent, it's Canterbury Park where the people come to play. Canterbury Park, where it's summer every day. Ava, Stella, horses sing. Ba-ba-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-da-da. Sovereignty was the only ticket I cashed all weekend. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, hearing Kevin Gorg bellow, "Come on, Junior!" for Junior Alvarado was the highlight of my weekend.
Congratulations to Mr. Sampson and everyone involved, because thanks to my day yesterday, they've added an additional level to the amphitheater.
Thank you.
Out back there.
We appreciate you.
That was the type of day I had there yesterday.
Mm-hmm. We added shelving in our Canterbury Park backside chapel due to some of those losses that you took yesterday. And but we are not going to ask you to forfeit.
The Tang budget just went up a bit.
We're not going to ask you to forfeit your card key to the money room, because we know next time you come back, you'll mean business. In fact, that kind of was yesterday. It was tough sledding at the park, but the payouts at Canterbury Park have been gargantuan.
Astronomical.
On trifectas and superfectas, top 3, top 4 in a given race. And despite the fact the announcer is getting crushed, we all are happy for those of you smashing all of the pari-mutual pleasure. Now, as mentioned, Nordo and his girls ventured to Shakopee yesterday. And sadly, the producer of 9 to Noon, with his wagers, went 0 for 7.
Oh, my gosh.
Went 0 for 7.
L.
Been there, done that.
L.
Nordo and his girls venturing to Shakopee. Then the producer politely asked the announcer to watch the girls for 20 minutes. Now, this is after the races, and I'm ready to go home. But the producer says, "Can you watch Ava and Stella for 20 minutes? And I said, sure. And he headed to the casino to feel the felt and crafted more action than a Rambo movie and beat the Sampsons for a quick 300 and drove the girls to the candy store in Jordan and purchased $200 in candy and a bunch of freshly made pies."
I always love that one.
We're back.
Don't call it a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. The con's never been gone. That right there, that was good work. And it was an honor sitting in a quiet, empty Vox box for 20 minutes with Ava and Stella, and they had absolutely nothing to do. So Daddy could beat the man for everything he had. Racing resumes at Canterbury Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and we hope to see y'all there. And we wrap the Hoffman Cooling and Heating weekend wrap. Excited to watch and or listen to some Stanley Cup finals tonight. This bad boy is all tied at 1.
To the near point, out blowing the zone is Marchand. A pass ahead, well down Marchand, a breakaway. Heads in Marchand. Can he tie the series? And he scores! Brad Marchand in overtime! And the Panthers win game 2! 5-4! The series is tied at a game apiece!
Now, that's a call right there.
Yeah.
Can I hear that again? Because, I mean, we're talking about a game on the line. Marchand wins the game, and the Vikes is just all over every move. Take a listen.
To the near point, out blowing the zone is Marchand. A pass ahead, with no Marchand. A breakaway hit to Marchand. Can he tie the series? And he scores! Brad Marchand in overtime, and the Panthers win game 2. 5-4. The series is tied at a game apiece.
Covenant collapsed. You know what I like best about that? Was in the rapid fire, Marchand this, Marchand that. He slid in. Can he tie the series? Yeah. He shoots. He scores. That was nice.
I was falling asleep. It was double overtime. He was still on his game.
The Vikes or Marchand?
Well, both, apparently.
And we wrap the Hoffman Cooling and Heating Weekend wrap. Excited to watch and or listen to some Stanley Cup finals this evening. HoffmanHeating.net. They're absolutely terrific. And that leads us to this, 9 to noon to begin. Good morning. Pat Micheletti, he's hockey immortality in the state of Minnesota. He'll be in studio 45 minutes from now. Curious to get his thoughts on this with a basketball and more. Parker Fox joins 9 to noon in studio at about 11 o'clock. And here's the deal. So I have a vocal maintenance day on Friday, and I'm running errands. And, of course, I'm listening to FM 100.3, KFAN, your mad producer leader. And Nordo had a fascinating Friday chat with Russo Radio. And they're always good, but this one... It was a little more polarizing for me, and here's why. It was about the future of the Wild, and especially Kirill Kaprizov. And I found the conversation to be of the titillating variety. Like part of it, most of you listened. I mean, you're of the dedicated variety, and for that we thank you. Fair amount of it was Tage Thompson this, should get done soon that. But what about 15 million-ish a year this, and maybe 8 years and 120 million that? That's where I was like, hey, 15 a year, Russo said. 15 a year, the Con and Russo were talking about. And so then I did a little work on it this weekend. Maybe this is public knowledge, but I didn't look it up. Kaprizov's deal, which doesn't seem imminent, but Russo Radio definitely made it sound like two sides are maybe in glacier-like fashion coming together on what could be an 8-year, $120 million deal for Kirill Kaprizov. Ooh. Now, I must not have been listening closely to chats like this before the $15 million a year bit dropped. All right, so that's my bad there if that's like everybody in the world has known it and yours truly hasn't. So now we fast forward to Friday night. All right, so that's Friday. Final hour, right, for Russo Radio was 11 o'clock hour, wasn't
11
it?
11 o'clock.
Yeah. So that's Friday, and it's
It was Thursday, though.
Thursday, like I said, a vocal maintenance day, and then we fast forward to game number 2. And you know, I'm chilling at Canterbury Friday night during a celebration of the music of Meatloaf. Some would think that's an oxymoron, but don't at us. He's our Meatloaf. He's our 2 out of 3 ain't bad guy around the 9 to noon stables. And a conversation broke out between 3 people, and 2 of them are elite hockey minds. All right. One in the trio posed the statement while watching Stanley Cup Final Game 2 and listening to the song Bad Outta Hell. $15 million for Kirill? What if Sam Bennett is better?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Didn't go over well.
Oh my God.
How is Wildfire doing, by the way?
The elite hockey minds in this covenant in unison were like, no, he's not. L. Sam Bennett's better. No, he's not. L. All right, elite hockey minds, go on. Then it was presented, why not ship all in for Sam and keep Kirill? And think about the centerman layering with Bennett and his line into Joel Eriksson-Ek and his line. I mean, that center into that center and that line into that line with 97 in the mix. That's like, well, that's what one person said. Now, Tage Thompson plays center. All right. He plays center too, like Bennett. And you'd have to trade with Buffalo to get him. Now, 9 to Noon learned that when Russo Radio was joining Mad Producer. I'm like, cool. 9 to Noon, low key, digs Tage Thompson and his 44 goals from last year. My man had 44 goals last year. Yes, he outscores Sam Bennett every regular season. So Tage Thompson this, trade for him now that. It's totally cool around here, that type of a conversation, right?
The type of conversation that you're having is one that I hope Bill Guerin and company are having. And based off of, the way I love the way that Russo put it in terms of a little bit of cap space. A lot of people throwing Marco Rossi's name out there as a trade chip. Maybe that would be part of the Tage Thompson-like conversation. Mm-hmm. But regardless, kind of the idea of, Billy G, now he needs to, in my opinion, pitch a perfect game this summer.
Right.
But that would potentially require patience. And that might require maybe not shipping all in on a Tage Thompson or all in on a Sam Bennett. That's what that patience might mean.
Yeah, you were channeling your inner Don Cherry.
A little bit.
In your conversation with Russo Radio. I mean, I was like, damn, how much reading up on hockey did my boy do Wednesday evening into like 8:57 on Thursday? Holy cow.
So into those conversations, though, it was kind of it popped in my head. And then Friday night, I was not at Canterbury. I was not with you in the Elite Hockey Minds. I was on my couch.
You missed the celebration of Meatloaf, though.
I did. So 2 out of 3 was bad for me.
Same.
Sunday and now Friday, missing out on that. But to that end, I was texting with my own Elite Hockey Mind covenant. And it just started making me think, patience with a Sam Bennett, patience on the idea of shipping all in on a guy this summer. Is there potentially patience that is required in terms of going all in on Kirill Kaprizov?
No! Right.
No! And so and this is just totally a Rube take.
Right.
And those in the state of hockey, those that disagreed with you on Friday will disagree with me here.
No, I didn't say I was the one formulating the negatory side of the Kirill Kaprizov conversation. I said there were 3 people in the chat and 2 were Elite Hockey Minds. Who's to say I'm not one of the Elite Hockey Minds? Okay.
If you watched Game 2, and Game 1 for that matter, and you've watched the playoffs the last few years and you're soaking this in, where is Kirill Kaprizov if he's on either of these rosters right now? And so, it's super arbitrary and hypothetical. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I'm watching McDavid and Draisaitl, who are highly compensated, highly touted, and they're absolutely showing up on the biggest stage. I'm watching Bennett. That's why we're obsessed with him right now, is because of what he's doing. He's like a 60, 65, 70-point guy. In the regular season, and he looks like a 100-point guy every single freaking playoffs, PA.
That was posed to me during the 2 out of 3 ain't bad confab between 3 people. 2 were Elite Hockey Minds. Saying, well, yeah, but I mean, in the regular season, he's good to very good, but he's unbelievable in the postseason. And I'm like, yeah, we don't really need players like that, do we?
I always love that.
We don't need guys who steal the show in the playoffs, do we?
So whether you go to Barkov, you go to a guy that's been nicked up. I thought he was a little bit better in Game 2 in Tkachuk. These are guys that, and some of them are unbelievable in the regular season as well. But all of these guys are absolute stone cold killers in the playoffs. I don't care if Bennett's a 50-point guy in the regular season. Let's just get to the freaking dance.
Right.
Let's get to the dance. And then the guy that has 12, 13, 14 goals, however many it is in the postseason, I think it's a franchise record for him with Bennett. These are the types of guys I want. So again, flippantly, Rube-like, Friday night on the couch, watching Game 2, falling asleep before Marchand gets the game winner. Speaking of Marchand, by the way, how about that trade and how it's worked out with him moving down to South Beach from Boston? So, in Barkov, et cetera. So all of these guys, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, Kirill, we're about to put $15 million a year on this guy. And I love Kirill.
Yeah.
He is our thrill. And I want this guy on the team. So I feel bad, painting it as if it's an indictment of number 97.
Same.
When it's not.
It's not.
But in the same sense, if we are in this position year after year where we're watching these awesome Stanley Cup final events and we're watching SGA and the scrappy Pacers, and we're saying to ourselves, how do we get our team to that spot? What is the DNA of that? What can Billy G do? What can Tim Connolly do to get our teams there? We have to pay attention. We have to be critical. And I'm just trying to figure out, is Kirill the 8th or 9th best guy on the ice if he's in this series?
8th or 9th? Jeez! Holy, explain yourself.
And so, I'm explaining myself by telling you what you're watching on the ice right now. Verhaeghe in the mix as well. Again, name after name, wave after wave of skill and talent. There's some veterans in the mix, some younger studs that are all part of this. But in the end, if we're looking at $15 million, is he the 8th or 9th best guy on the ice here? And what I'm watching, these stars, their most highest touted players on their respective teams are the ones that are making all the plays. And I don't care if you're a 50-point guy in the regular season. I need you at your best in winning series. We're seeing that at the highest level right now between the Panthers and Oilers. So it just gives me pause when you throw that fat number, and then there's going to be a fat term associated with it as well, where it's like, wow, like that's what it's going to cost for us to keep this guy. Is there even a tier above it? And it feels in some ways like we are watching that even more elite tier unfolding in the Stanley Cup final before us.
We have a talkback machine opportunity here, State of Hockey. Free iHeartRadio app, baby microphone, 30 seconds. It's all on you, so what you gonna do? Talkback machine opportunity here. One of the trio in the Friday Night Covenant wondered, given Kaprizov's injury history and the fact he can be quiet in the postseason, is it right to just ship all in on him? Now, that suggestion went over as well, I don't know, as a fart on a plane, in that they said it stinks and it came out of nowhere.
I always love that one.
Big time talkback machine opportunity here. How does the State of Hockey feel about breaking the bank for Kirill Kaprizov? If we traded for Tage Thompson, would that be cool? And what are your thoughts and or level of trust in Kaprizov as the face of the franchise? Pretty simplistic answers to the questions, probably are obvious, but we'd like to hear you state the case either way. Yes, give 97 whatever he needs. He's a superstar and only is getting better. That could be one side of it. Or he misses too many games like last year when he missed half the season. He missed 15 regular season games the season before last. Now, that ain't that bad, 15 of 82. Last season was terrible because by Christmas he was in league-wide MVP chats. And Kirill Kaprizov, the postseason performer, one in the Friday night group squawked, quote, he's too easy to stop in the playoffs and isn't McDavid, McKinnon, or like Kachuk big, which clearly bugs said pundit. The response from one of the elite hockey minds was, quote, really? 21 points in 26 playoff games and 15 goals? That's not awful. And he doesn't have a Draisaitl playing with him. And then the other person was kind of like,
box.
That's a nice little box right there.
Box.
Juicy talker here for the talkback crowd. This is juicy. All right. And it can leak into McTalkit too if needed. We'll save some of these talkbacks for Pat Micheletti at Pat Mick 2626. Don't be afraid to be controversial. Don't be afraid to empty the chamber on why not giving Kirill Kaprizov exactly what he wants is a terrible, terrible mistake. We want to hear what you have to say. Talkback free iHeartRadio app. You know how to do it. Find that baby microphone and have at it. We have mucho mas planned for you today and tomorrow. Much more football tomorrow. But nevertheless, we welcome Pat Micheletti into the confab about 30 minutes from now. We look forward to your talkbacks to be played back next segment. And that's all courtesy of TimberTech and TimberTech.com. It's What's on Deck, 9 to noon. A radio show Eric Nordquist produces, and yours truly is Paul Allen. Thank you very much for your dedication to the Love Covenant and also FM 100.3 KFAN.
9 to noon.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Unlock smarter learning with Lenovo AI-powered PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Head to Lenovo.com and choose from multiple devices to fit your passions. If you're a gamer, you can spend less time stressing about GPUs and CPUs and more time dominating with your AI-enabled smart engine, which optimizes your game performance in real time. Or maybe you're a scientist on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery and need a device with a longer battery life and AI-enhanced tools to give you extra time to finish your research. Or you're a musician preparing for your biggest break and need better, faster AI tools to make digital art a breeze, like creating band posters and t-shirt designs. Or you're a soon-to-be graduate needing to catch a recruiter's eye to land that dream job, so you need cutting-edge smart tools to build your portfolio from scratch. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers get 5% off with an education account on Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
There's a moment every parent remembers. The day their child takes off on 2 wheels. With Guardian Bikes, that moment comes as early as 2 years old, and with less stress and frustration. These bikes are built just for kids. Lightweight frames, low center of gravity, easy-to-use brakes. Everything about Guardian is designed to help kids ride confidently, often in just one day, no training wheels needed. And because Guardian bikes are designed and assembled right here in the USA, you know they're built to last. With care in every detail. Their patented SureStop braking system stops both wheels with a single lever, helping your child stop safely without tripping forward or losing control. Right now, save hundreds when comparing Guardian to its competitors at GuardianBikes.com and get a free lock and pump when you join their newsletter, a $50 value. Visit GuardianBikes.com today to save and help your child learn an essential life skill safely. Guardian Bikes, built for your kid and for the memories you'll never forget.
Fan.
The assumption is we have some Kirill Kaprizov, Tage Thompson, Sam Bennett, Carter Verhaeghe related talkbacks to play during the vivacious, controversial weekend wrap. My phone exploded. I thought mistakes were made and covenant cleanups were needed, and perhaps they are. But went in this order. The full-time package handler, one of my best friends, Lonnie Anderson, sent a text saying, I love the weekend wrap, but both French Open finals were epic as well. L. Yeah, that's there's no doubt that was a little bit of an L on our part. We did not get to the fuzzy balls circuit, but following social media last night, I could tell there was some immortality taking place.
Well, you can go ahead and put that on me, just like you did last week, of course, whether it's the French Open, it's women's basketball, or it's soccer. You know that I put this weekend wrap together for you. I omitted all of those. And so that's really on me. So covenant cleanup provided by nobody. No French Open, no women's hoops.
Well, that's what happens when you lose money at the track. It impacts the wherewithal or lack thereof for 9 to noon, right?
I always love that.
What goes into the first segment of the entire week, the weekend wrap. But we're working through all of that. Bossberg, you're quite familiar with Bossberg. He's an elite hockey mind.
Yes.
926, Boss texts, Florida and Edmonton are flush with number 1 overall and top 5 draft picks.
Box.
We never get to draft that high.
Box.
Yeah, it's a nice little box right there with a side dish of brilliant to it.
So he wants the Wild to tank then.
Yeah, I think
because that was the conversation when the Blackhawks with Kane and Taves were winning cups, and you look at it, and Duncan Keith, highly touted, and all of that, and they went on their run. Man, the Wild never bottom out. The Wild never get bad enough to get in that spot to get those picks. If only they could do that, they could do potentially what the Blackhawks were doing. That was that's a decade ago now, but
a little bit of a box. The East Sider, the civil servant, the mailman, Johnny K. Tage Thompson is 6'6" and is the net presence the Wild has never had. Huge for the power play. Franchises wait generations for a player like Kaprizov. Then, when you have one like him, you are iffy on paying him. You pay him and don't think twice about it. You have to compare it to the Vikings waiting a quarter century for a franchise quarterback. Then McCarthy proves his worth. And when his rookie contract is up, trade him rather than give him a contract that may seem like too much.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a box. I'm getting boxed up a little bit this morning. And Bossberg does not want them to tank. He likes when they get 100 points in a season. And we thank you for your contribution there, my brother. So that's where we are with this very controversial June Kirill Kaprizov talker leading up to July 1st, where the Parisian suitor money finally is spent. And maybe you can wash your hands of days gone by and all of the dwelling in the covenant and bring in a couple of new players to complement somebody who's going to get an 8-year, $120 million deal. It's 8 and 120. We got some talkbacks?
Yes, we do.
Hello, Nordo. Here's the thing, like Kaprizov, when he's healthy, he's like one of the best players in the league. 8th or 9th best on the ice. Come on, man. He's like top 5 in the league when he's healthy, for forwards at least. Like, he's that good, and they just need to put a team around him that can help him out, and then he's got to stay healthy, and he is the thrill.
I always love that one. When you receive the talkbacks, yeah, rumor has it you're able to read like what the transcript of the talking is without hearing it, right?
That's correct, yes.
Now when that guy calls, when that guy talks back, does it happen to have a name tied to it or a number or something?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because I wouldn't mind texting that guy from my personal phone and just thanking him for listening to 9 to Noon as much as because there ain't no way he talks like that.
Probably not.
He's a bit.
Yeah,
he's a bit.
Yeah, his name's Adam.
Yeah, throw Adam. Covenant claps from us, man, because you're always in the talkback game. We get 1 million of them. We feel bad to a certain extent that we can't play all of them, but yours always seem to get played with that bit you're running.
Well, the reason is on the transcript. I can read them coming a mile away now. I mean, it's that easy with the likes and the knows. I see it a mile away.
Oh, I'm glad you play them,
and I got to play it.
Yeah, my man's got some bit to him. I mean, we're bit raised at KFAN, and it goes all the way back to AM 1130 KFAN with like Steelers guy and nice guy and drummer guy and the Commonwealth and all the bits and everything that were generated. So I don't really listen to the substance of Adam's talkbacks because I'm just immersed in the bit and like the dialect and the lingo and the way he dishes things out. So thank you very much, Adam, for being so dedicated to 9 to Noon and the talkback machine. What's next?
Hey, boys. Good morning. Welcome to another week.
Hey.
Matt and Falconite. I just hope they're careful about Kaprizov in that, we don't want to fall right back into the same thing we did with Parisian suitor. I mean, I know he's a star. He's fantastic. We want to keep him, but, he has gotten hurt the last 2 years, and you hope that gets better, but just don't want to get right back in that same hole of money again, man.
You see, that right there, that kind of personifies the 20-some-odd minutes post the vivacious weekend wrap, courtesy of Hoffman Cooling and Heating, HoffmanHeating.net. Thank you, Scott. It personifies kind of like what we were saying. where it's FICA, Fairness and Kaprizov Act. Ain't nobody saying they want him off the team. I'm simply saying, while taking in a rather serene vocal maintenance day on Thursday, I'm listening to the preeminent beat writer of all beat writers ever to beat. The preeminent beat writer of all beat writers ever to cover a team.
I always love that one.
In Russo Radio, chatting with my guy, the Con. And I missed the $15 million a year part of the equation while following the Hal during the Western Conference Finals and trying to figure out what Harrison Bader's OPS has been over the last 10 days for the weekend wrap. And the 15 just hit me hard. It just hit me hard, and that's it. Nobody's saying FICA, Fairness and Kaprizov Act, that 9 to noon wants Kirill Kaprizov on the team.
Yeah.
I just merely was taken aback a little bit at like the totality of the deal and everything. It just seems so big. And speaking of so big, after I hear the confab between preeminent beat guy and host of 9 to noon, then I'm watching big players like bigger frame wise than 8 and 120. I mean, I'm talking about McDavid and Draisaitl and Kachuk and thinking about McKinnon and players like that. These big, sturdy things who aren't necessarily easy to game plan against in the postseason. FICA, Fairness and Kaprizov Act. That's not saying Kirill Kaprizov is easy to game plan against in the postseason, at least if you're not Pete DeBoer.
I always love that one.
We want him on the team. We love him on the team. 8 and 120 is a lot.
It indeed is. More talkbacks here. Let me see.
Hey, PA. Hey, Nordo. Jordan from Waconia here. Say, we back up that Brinks truck for Kirill.
There we go.
That's the deal for that one. And I'm going to say this right now. If we get Tage Thompson, hey, Bill Guerin, you listening? If we get Tage Thompson, that is one of the key pieces to the Stanley Cup. You want to know what the other one is? I don't know it yet, but only Bill Guerin does, and he'll make it at the trade deadline the next season. Get ready, folks.
There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
First and foremost, I forgot that 9 to noon had this on the city's page. Matt from where they have the state fair was talkback number 2.
Yeah. Thank you, Falcon Heights.
Let's go.
Yes.
Thank you, Falcon Heights.
Thank you, Falcon Heights. But for that last one, back up the Brinks truck. I mean, you laid that out so beautifully. I think it was Jordan in Waconia or Warden in Jaconia. I mean, that was so beautiful because, okay, cool. Back up the Brinks, give him the 8 and 120. Trade for Tage Thompson. So now we have centermen who go Tage Thompson and that group into Eriksson Ek and that group.
I mean, that's one of the better lines in all of the NHL if you pull that off.
And listening to you dissect hockey late last week. I mean, clearly you have this answer here. Who's better and why, Tage Thompson or Sam Bennett?
I always love that one.
But see, that's...
I'd have the answer to it if anybody ever saw or got to see Tage Thompson in the playoffs because he's in Buffalo eating bad wings and
yeah.
We got to bring him to a place that can actually compete.
Yeah, Tage Thompson's only endorsement in the city in which he plays is from Anchor Bar with the worst wings in the history of wings.
I always love that one.
And the last time anybody watched the Buffalo Sabres play, I think their captain was Gilbert Perreault.
I always love that
It's
one.
a very good point made by the Con, and for that we thank him.
Thank you, Falcon Heights.
But FIFA, Fairness and Frame Act.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know how to put this without getting some text messages from Sicky, eliminating the old box in the box next year.
Uh-oh.
Because he thinks we're running down the star. We're not. But frame-wise, it can't be disputed. He just ain't as big as some of these guys that we're talking about.
Sure.
Now, 9 to noon at times can be your high-end research leader. This doesn't happen to be one of them because I didn't look at the money that McKinnon, Draisaitl, McDavid, Kachuk, and guys like that are making. But what if we do look at it? And what if we're not like,
thank you, St. Paul.
Because say it's less than 97. And then you get into FIFA, Fairness and Frame Act, and we're starting to have big body envy. And nobody has big body envy, especially in the spring and summer, where people try to lose weight to look good in bathing suits and bikinis.
Well, that usually, it's probably not unlike any other sport, right? Where whenever you get the deal done, that's when markets are set. Maybe not, obviously not to the level of the NFL. Yeah. But I'm looking, total cash rankings right now. Austin Matthews, 16.7.
Nice player, underachieving team.
Correct. McKinnon, 16.5. Elias Peterson in Vancouver, 14.5. Nylander, Toronto, 13.5. And then Jake Gensel down in Tampa Bay, 13.2. So that was, I see that's the top 5. That's total cash. Damn. Salary levels, I don't know how it works in. Yeah, so rounding out, I'm searching.
No, but you're right. You're right, because when they get that deal, it at times sets the market. So, it's a point that you made a long time ago, man, within the last year, though, maybe a year and change. It's when Jordan Love became the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League, you completely understood it.
I always love that one.
He's worthy. Perhaps throwing interceptions off your back foot in the biggest spots of your life is in vogue.
I always love that one.
And it's worthy of high-end compensation.
Well, how about this? Connor McDavid, 12.5.
Oh, geez.
12.5.
Yeah, why you got to go out there and ruin days?
One more year left on his deal, and then he's a UFA.
All right, some more talkbacks on this FICA, Fairness and Kirill Kaprizov Act. Talker, when Pat Micheletti joins us 15, 20 minutes from now, let's mix in some Vikes Bites next on your home for everything funky and fun. This is your audio leader, FM 100.3.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Are you shopping for a new laptop while still trying to keep up with technology and AI? Talk about feeling burnt out. But no more. Lenovo.com makes it easier than ever to find the perfect PC. In fact, we'll break it down for you. Step 1. Shop our lineup of AI PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Because why deal with downloading new software when you can buy a smarter PC that already comes with all of the AI features and tools? Step 2. Find the one that fits your passion. Whether you're a creative genius, a research scientist, a hardcore gamer, or a future CEO, no dream is too big. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. You can keep up with your ideas as well as any challenges you may face. Step 3. Add to cart and purchase. Oh, if you're a college student or a teacher, make an education account through us and get 5% off your whole order. Shop now at Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
There's a moment every parent remembers. The day their child takes off on 2 wheels. With Guardian Bikes, that moment comes as early as 2 years old, and with less stress and frustration. These bikes are built just for kids. Lightweight frames, low center of gravity, easy to use brakes. Everything about Guardian is designed to help kids ride confidently, often in just 1 day, no training wheels needed. And because Guardian bikes are designed and assembled right here in the USA, you know they're built to last. With care in every detail. Their patented SureStop braking system stops both wheels with a single lever, helping your child stop safely without tripping forward or losing control. Right now, save hundreds when comparing Guardian to its competitors at GuardianBikes.com and get a free lock and pump when you join their newsletter, a $50 value. Visit GuardianBikes.com today to save and help your child learn an essential life skill safely. Guardian Bikes, built for your kid and for the memories you'll never forget.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
KFAN.
Vikes Bites! Vikes Bites, 9 to noon, brought to you by the great people at Thousand Hills, lifetime grazed, grass-fed beef. And they're a Clearwater, Minnesota company, so you're supporting local, but the key to all of this, supporting local sounds good and is good, but they actually have elite product, regenerative agriculture, nutrient-dense beef. You can read about it online, but Coburn's, Kowalski's, your local co-ops, they're all over the place, and I love Matt and company there, so thank you, Thousand Hills. I'm going to start here with some news about a pending release. I don't think it's happened officially yet, but this guy's going to be a free agent.
From the 31, here's the snap. Quick throw, right side. Intercepted. Down the left sideline. Jair Alexander. High stepping. End zone. Touchdown. Jair Alexander.
The dagger. How about that? Wayne Larrivee, Larry McCarron, Packers Radio Network. PA, Jair Alexander, it's being widely reported that he is going to be released by the Green Bay Packers. And Jair Alexander, as a 28-year-old, early on in his 28th year of life, / 29th year of life, I should say, he was drafted 2018. We saw him on the other side wearing green and gold a number of times, injury issues the last couple of seasons. And frankly, maybe just some personality issues inside the Covenant over there in Green Bay, or at least that's kind of what I've felt as an outsider. But all this Jalen Ramsey conversation, what do we need to trade, and what's the cap hits and all of that. Jair Alexander, if he's cut, he's going to be a free agent, and teams are going to be able to decide on their own with their own money whether or not they want to sign him. No trades required. Your thoughts on Jair Alexander being a free agent, and is there any possibility that maybe he solves that conversation to be had, if there is one, regarding the corners?
Man, that's a tricky talker right there, because he's middle-ish of his career. He's into the second half of his career, but he's not deeply into the second half. You mentioned the injuries. He's missed in the neighborhood of 30, 32 games, 33 games, 3 of the last 4 years.
Yes.
In 2022, he played all 16 regular season games, and he had 5 interceptions. But the thing is, take that season out, and he has 5 interceptions over the last 5 years.
Yeah, he's only played 18 total games 3 of the last 4 years.
There we go.
Awful.
There we go. Now, I mean, the way Brian Flores drafts defense, and I believe with even a more aggressive approach on the horizon from a man-to-man standpoint with the corners and the outside guys, the Gink is on fire, Grenard, and then the inside guys with what they perceive they're going to get from Allen and or Hargrave et al. Well, it's of course cornerbacks should want to play here because the squad should be good and the defense is that of ferocity. So with Jair, Jair does not have a polarizing personality. Okay, and let me briefly explain that. He had that moment in Charlotte where he decided that, you know what, I'm just pissed off at the world, so I think I'm going to walk out to center field and join Phil Luckett, the referee, and the others and take part in the coin toss when he wasn't invited to take part in the coin toss, and I think he got suspended. So he does things like that. But Jair is, over the course of time, I ain't going to call him a leader, but I don't look at him as a malcontent. You know, Jair Alexander, when healthy and happy, is a sticky corner. Question is he healthy and happy? Now, if the deal, like here, is one of those bad boys that like Stephon Gilmore or Shaq Griffin got last year, I'd have to say I'm in. And I would, if he gets, when he gets released, I'd be first in line, and I would do it, recognizing that for vested veterans, and Jair is one, you're not on the hook for the totality of the first year of the deal, the 1 year part of the deal, until the first game of the regular season is played. So you have plenty of time to poke and prod and analyze and figure out what you got in the cornerback who was highly drafted out of Louisville. But then you get into those injuries. So that's why people like Kwesi Adofo-Mensah get re-signed and do what they do, because they have all of the intel where they figure out, like, is this guy healthy and or happy? How would he fit? Where would he fit? Would he impact the culture? And could we use him? Does he want to be here? Those are all the things that will be bandied about. And I'm sorry to go gray area on you. I can't say no, but I can't say yes. What about you?
The health side of it is really the only concerning thing. Again, the personality that I was referencing is he does do some of the, well, not does as in it's a full balance of career thing, but the last couple of years, he's kind of gotten weird a few times.
Well, he's braggadocious. There ain't no doubt about it.
Which, okay, when he's on my team, I love it. He's on the other team, I don't like it so much. I'm not against at all them not just kicking tires, but investigating, what went into the health-related issues 3 of the last 4 years. Is there anything that we can do to help mitigate some of those issues? Yeah. And then ultimately, from a dollar standpoint, do those injuries kind of help us in a contract negotiation standpoint, putting something together that really kind of protects us if the injury bug bites him again? I would take Jair Alexander on this team in this room with an opportunity in the same vein at a little bit lesser level, an Okuda, that you're thinking if we can create a platform for him to rebuild from at 27, 28 years old as he is now, I would love to have Jair on this team. I'm not against him at all, and I think that when he is healthy, as you framed it, he can be a very damn good player, and he would fit nicely in Brian Flores' defense.
In closing for Vikes Bites, which happens to be provided by
Thousand Hills Lifetime Graze grass-fed beef.
Oh, yeah. Copyright sauce. Ben Lieber at Nacho Lieber via Twitter. He has a poll he posted 15 minutes ago, and it's Vikings fans, would you rather? And the options are Jair Alexander, Jalen Ramsey, or pass on both.
Oh my God.
About 1,000 votes in that bad boy. What do you think's leading in the very early stages of the poll?
I'm going to bet that people would either pass on both or take Jalen Ramsey because Jair plays for the hated green and gold, and maybe there's some animosity or malice intended or mindset there among Vikings fans.
46% of the votes at Nacho Lieber have the leader being Jalen Ramsey. Yeah. They would prefer Jalen Ramsey over Jair Alexander or passing on both. And looking deeply into this poll, some would say it's a poll. Others would say it's an indictment.
Now, you can watch the best of Hulu on Disney Plus. The hottest Hulu shows and movies right next to your Disney Plus favorites. With Hulu on Disney Plus, dive into new seasons of The Handmaid's Tale, 9 Perfect Strangers, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and Welcome to Wrexham. And don't miss Star Wars Andor Season 2 and Marvel's Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus. All these and more, now streaming with Hulu on Disney Plus with a bundle subscription. Available with bundle plans starting at $10.99 a month. Terms apply. Visit DisneyPlus.com/Hulu for details.
Beauty inspires beauty. And the striking Kohler Veil Smart Toilet inspired creative director and fashion designer Laura Kim to create a stunning couture dress. Design changes everything. Veil Smart Toilet in honed black. Only from Kohler. Find out more about the partnership from Kohler with Laura Kim at Kohler.com.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.